Welcome to the Business Behind the Scene podcast with Francesca Moi, where we talk all about real business problems, real solutions, and getting actual results in your business. Hello, and welcome to episode number 116 of Business Behind the Scene. Today, we are talking about something that I'm really passionate about. I went for a coffee with a friend of mine the other day that is an amazing financial advisor, and we were chatting about how much of our day is spent in doing tasks that we don't enjoy. And I was like, not me. I do okay, wait a second. There is still tasks that I don't enjoy, but a task that nobody else can do. Every task that I don't enjoy that I can delegate, I've delegated. I don't do anything that doesn't serve me, that doesn't support me to get the business to the next level. So I'm really excited about talking about this to you today, because it's just like one of those things that a lot of people in business, they think, oh, that's what I got to do. Like, there's no other way for me to pass this along. There's no other way for me to delegate this. Nobody else can do it as good as me, so I might as well do it. And I just go, oh my goodness, there's so much that you can pass on along to someone. So as you guys know, I've got a VA agency, a virtual assistant agency. We have trained over 200 virtual assistants for our clients, right? And we show them, okay, what are the things that you do more than once that you don't think you want to do anymore? And so you take, like, as your weeks goes, you want to start to take write down all the things you go, I don't really need to do this. I don't really need to do this. Now, listen, anything that you do more than once, you are following subconsciously a strategy. You're following subconsciously a process. All we need to do is to get that process on paper, make sure that we create a strategy, a procedure, so that anybody can follow it, and even a 5-year-old will be able to follow it. And then there will be piece of that procedure that nobody else can do by you, which is still fine. But the preparation, the confirmation, the sending it off, the whatever it is, you can teach someone. And what happened is that a lot of us don't want to teach to someone because we're afraid, what if they make a mistake? This is really sensitive information. What if this? What if that? And listen, it will happen. There will be making mistakes. It will happen, but it might happen once and it's never going to happen again. So, and what we do is that we want to make sure that we train the virtual assistant, we train the person that you pass this along in a way that they can do it and can do it properly. So there is a procedure to follow for you to actually unpack what you have in your brain and go like, why am I doing this again? Like, this financial advisor that I was hanging out with the other day, it was like, oh my gosh. And like between this and the last meeting of the day, I've got admin all day. And I'm like, dude, anybody else can do the admin for you. Like, why do you have to do it? And this is where perfectionism come along. A lot of us, and it wasn't perfectionist, they just didn't know that someone else could do it. But there's some people that have that. They go, oh, I don't want mistakes to happen. I don't want our clients to be upset or disappointed. And if I do it, I know it's going to be fine. Do you resonate? Listen, I used to be like that. I used to be the biggest control freak. I used to be terrified of passing anything along. I was afraid of, what if they don't say the way they say? What if I upset somebody? What if my clients get mad or upset or whatever that is? And find it very, very, very interesting, because you can pass along anything you do more than once. It's just like, and it's so beautiful, because when you start to unpack the things that you do more than once, you start to see a pattern, and you go, oh my gosh, I can also delegate emails. I can also delegate SMS. I can also delegate admin, entry of clients in the database. I can also delegate checking all the files. I can also delegate saving the files. I can also, there's so much that you can do for you to be able to save yourself time. Remember, you are the business owner, right? So you have a knowledge and a skill that it's really hard to teach, right? Not many people can do what you do. You can't go, you can't, you could, if you wanted to, we could also teach someone else to be going to meetings and make that happen. There is a possibility, but obviously you need a different talent to make that happen. So if we think about the basics, the admin, the social media, the email marketing, the customer service, right? There's so many bits out there that you are doing that you don't need to be doing, that you're stuck in your head and you're thinking that that's part of the business and you need to sit in the computer and do these bits, but you don't. What if you didn't? What would happen if you could pass along those tasks that you really don't like doing? What could happen? And all of these, I remember like when I was first like delegating, I was like, oh gosh, this is killing me. I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to delegate all this stuff. And, it's easy if I do it and they don't get it and don't understand it. My standards are so high and whatever it is. Listen, we just need to sit down and go like, okay, when you do this number one thing, what do you do first? Okay, first I take the content, I copy and paste it in a brand new Word document. Okay, good. Where do you save that Word document? Oh, I save it in here. Okay, good. And then once you save it, how do you work on it? Do you work with tracking? You work without tracking? How do you work on this document? How do you edit it? How do you modify it? Oh yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that. Okay, perfect. And then where do you take this piece of information? Oh, I take it from that email that the client sent me last time. Okay, good. When you take this, what step? And then sometimes we find that, oh, wait a minute. If you take all the information from a place, why don't we just get your virtual assistant to put all this information that needs to go that email in a spreadsheet, and now you can go and approve it and go like, yep, everything that is in here needs to go into that email. Yeah, I'm approving all the content. I'm approving everything that is in here. Now that is approved, your virtual assistant will put it in a document, and now it can go into a folder, which I have on my Dropbox that says FM to approve. And so they just work on it on the back end, and it comes to me and I just go through it, I read it, approve it, and then I put it into an approve folder, and then in the approve folder my virtual assistant take it and send it. I know, right? I mean, stop it. It's so easy when you know how, right? So it's important for you to think about, okay, how many things am I wasting my time in, and what could you do with that time? Ask yourself that, right? Could you see more clients? Could you sell more packages or more services? Could you do more marketing? Could you do more videos? Could you create a course? What could you do with that time that you are using for you to do things that someone else could do very easily, very simply, just by following a procedure? And this is the other thing. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to do the procedures. I'm like, okay, well then don't do the procedure. And you have two options. Either don't do the procedure and you continue to do the work by yourself, and you're never going to grow the business. You're never going to go and be able to scale it, because the more clients you have, the more admin work you need to do. Or you can get a virtual assistant, which we can find you a really good one, because we have done over 200 times. And then what you can do, you can go, all right, now I am going to work and I'm going to do the task that I want you to eventually do, and you're just going to watch me. And you just let them watch you for a week or two and start to, literally, you talk out loud. And as you start to talk out loud, you together can go, do you know what? This is actually quite simple. I think you can do this. And they're going to be like, yeah, I can. Okay, good. Let's come up with the procedure then. And then together, you can come up with a procedure, and then the virtual assistant will go and try to do it while you're watching them. So now you're watching them work. And I know that this sounds like, oh my gosh, this sounds like so much time. Listen, yes, it is so much time. But let's say that now you're spending about 5 hours a week into admin, and moving forward, maybe for the next month, you're spending an extra 5 hours to train them every week, right? So now you are down 5 hours. You're going to be like, oh, damn it. But then for the month after, you're going to save every single week about 4 hours, because one of the hours you're still going to have to approve stuff, right? So out of 5 hours, you're going to now save 4 hours every single week. Imagine that. And then so the first month you're saving 16 hours. The next month you're going to save 32 hours, and so on. So now you're thinking about, holy guacamole, this is worth it, right? So that 10 hours that you're going to do the first month, that it sounds like, oh my gosh, so much work. You got to think about, this is long term, is going to save you 100 hours in the next probably 5 months, right? So we're going to really think about, what are the things that you are not delegating, that you're holding on to? Why? And maybe you're now listening to this going, damn it, why didn't I think about this before? And if you're saying, what is a virtual assistant? How does a virtual assistant work? Well, then we are the people for you. We have an agency. So what we do is that we meet with you, we understand what your needs are. You need more an admin person, you need more of a marketing person, you're more of a creative person, or more a detailed person. It really depends what you need, right? And then we're going to go, all right, for now, we're going to start with getting you an admin person so that you can take all this work, the behind the scene, all this customer service, all this, admin task, entering data, all of this out of you. So we're going to be able to get a virtual assistant that literally just does admin for you. So we're gonna go in our pool of virtual assistant, find a really good match for you, someone that is detailed, someone that is like perfect for you. And so we're gonna get you to introduce to a couple of virtual assistant. And now these virtual assistant are humans, like real people. They're called virtual because they work for you virtually. So our virtual assistant are mostly from the Philippines, and so we're going to hire someone from the Philippines that used to have to commute about 2 hours each way to go to the office and to work for someone, and then getting paid really little. Now they can have an opportunity to work from home, so no need to commute. They can cook lunch, breakfast, and dinner for their kids because they are working from home, and they can be on the computer and work while the kids are at school or homeschooling or whatever that is. Now with COVID, we have lots more virtual assistants wanting to do that because they don't know what to do with the kids. So it's just like amazing how now you can have this human that you meet and you go like, yep, I like, this one out of the two, I prefer this person. Okay, perfect. And now they're going to start to work together. Now we take care of this relationship definitely for the first 3 months. We're going to help you and support you to make sure that you are delegating to each other properly. We have a supervisor that's going to help the virtual assistant if she has any problem, any trouble. And we're going to make sure that you guys are working smoothly, so the onboarding is done through us. So we're going to help you and support you for the first 3 months to make sure that you guys have a smooth start of the relationship between the two of you. And then we continue giving value. We're going to continue being there, but obviously not as much because you also don't have that much time to show up on calls with our supervisor and all of that. We're always here to support you. And anytime things don't work out, we're going to replace the virtual assistant for you. Isn't that amazing? I know. And this is the agency that we have at the moment, and it's incredible. And we have an amazing waiting list at the moment because we have so many people wanting to have this virtual assistant from us, and they are very, very, we have a strict process to find and train the right virtual assistant. They've got lots of exams, lots of assignments they have to go through and pass for us to be able to hire them in our empowered virtual solution. So this is what we have created because there is so much need. I see so many people getting stuck behind the computer and doing tasks they don't need to do. You don't need to do all these tasks. You can just delegate as many as possible. So this is how we really get started on creating procedures and processes. And then if you think about it, like, what else are you doing? I know your brain is now going, oh my gosh, I could pass that along. Oh my gosh, I could pass this along. Oh my gosh, I could do this, right? And these virtual assistants are literally less than $15 per hour, 15, right? And they're paid very, very, very well for the Philippines. And so if you contact us, we might have even a special at the moment, but I don't know when you're going to listen to this podcast. So I'm gonna stick to 15 per hour, and then we're going to be able to give you the special when we talk to you. So if you're thinking like, oh my gosh, I could delegate all of these things, then I will be able to start to save 5, 10, 15, 20 hours, 40 hours. Imagine what a virtual assistant could do for your business if they were to work 40 hours a week. Imagine they could do reports for you. They could bring you numbers. You could be able to understand your business way better because now they go, hey, every time you get a chat with someone, you convert about 50% of those people. So if we double the number of chat we get for you, you're going to double your business. It's just like amazing when your virtual assistants start to be part of your business. Like my virtual assistant's been with me 6-7 years, and they are literally the core of my business. Like one of my operational managers left. I mean, you guys know how much an operational manager would be here in Australia, and one of my VAs has been with me for 6 years goes, you know what, FM, I think I can do it. I think I can take that role. Most of that I can do. Some of those things I won't be able to do it, so you will have to do it, but I think most of them I can do. I'm like, really? Which one? And she goes, well, I can monitor all the finances. I can make sure that everybody's paid on time. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, what else? She goes, I can do reports for you. We can do all the planning. I can do all the calendar. I can make sure that all your calendar is perfect. All the EA tasks. I can do your flights, accommodation. I can do all of that. I was like, you are joking. Like, because she's been in business for so long, and slowly I started to teach her more and more and more, and now she's like a machine. So my virtual assistant and now created a package that we go to businesses and we tidy up everything. We help them figure everything out. We help them create procedures. We help them automate stuff that they are doing still manually. We help them do all of that. And that is what my virtual assistant do. Like, I come in and I help a little bit, and then my virtual assistant take over. So I do the plan and then they execute it for businesses. So it's like incredible, right? So, but the thing is, I couldn't never be able to do this without my virtual assistants. Like for our academy, my virtual assistants run classes. Like my clients go and learn business strategies for my virtual assistant because they have been trained by me and now they are amazing. Like, the thing is, sometimes people think, oh, the second language, they're not as good. No, forget about it. Like I speak second language. My English is not perfect, but doesn't mean that I don't have value, right? And so it's the same for the virtual assistant. They might have a bit of an accent. They might have broken English at times. And so you might have to check what goes out to make sure that the English is good. But you know what? Like once they start to work with you for a year or two, they're going to be like super valuable person. So if you think about an Australian person, you probably pay 60,000-70,000 a year, and in the Philippines you pay about 25,000, like legit, right? 25,000 for the full-time person. Imagine what could happen to your business if you start to delegate things like that. So it's just like amazing and incredible, and it's like a dream, and I'm so proud. I've got 7 virtual assistants in my business. So one person look after the podcast completely, does the transcription of the podcast, create the show notes for the podcast, promote it, upload it, put the intro and outro, does all the planning for my podcast, put all the wins at the end of this podcast. I always come up with wins. There's my virtual assistant provide those to me. It's just like everything I need. There's this one person that takes care of all of it. She's got KPIs, she's got number to go towards, and this is what that person does. I've got one person that is in charge of marketing, one person that is in charge of customer service, one person that is in charge of Facebook advertising and all of that. There's so many skills in the talented virtual assistant that we have in our business, and I definitely couldn't have done this business without them. And I definitely couldn't have done this business if I kept all this task to myself. Like literally during the weekend, I was like, hey guys, I got an idea. I need all the shout out from the clients about this workshop. Can you go and find them? And they compiled them all together, and half an hour later, boom, I had them all ready, and all I need to do is copy and paste them into where I wanted to put them, and done. Like legit. And then I was like, oh, actually this is something that I'm gonna need more often moving forward. So can you guys make sure that you have this ready every month, compile all the things into a spreadsheet for me, and have them all there ready, so that I don't need to ask you, just a procedure, something that happens every month. And so as you start to work with your team, you start to put together systems and procedures for each other to be able to start to really be organized and really be able to go, oh, this is something that we can do. Like for example, when we finish a workshop, our virtual assistant take a photo of a screenshot of all the attendees at that workshop. Now they're online. Usually it was to be face-to-face, and then they put them into a postcard, and then they send that to all the attendees, thanking them for what it is. So what I did is that I created a template, and the template is always the same, and we're gonna send the postcard is already sent. It's like in my head, it's already happened because my virtual assistant has a procedure to follow for them to send that across. So it's just like incredible. I love working with the virtual assistant and feeling organized and feeling like, like things are happening, things are moving, and I'm not like slammed with work. What I spend my time in is content creation. So I'm here, recording this podcast now. I'm going to deliver to my clients after this. I've got a couple of calls with my clients. I have, I train my team. I coach the virtual assistants. I come up with ideas on how to improve the business. I plan, I strategize. This is what I do. I'm a CEO. I'm not in the business. I'm working on the business all the time. I strategize, I delegate, I look on how we can improve things, how we can maximize time. And this is what a CEO should do. So if you are listening to this and you go, what is going on? I'm doing it all wrong. I'm in the business and I'm stuck. And you've got clients, you already got momentum, and you just want to take your business to the next level, then reach out to us. Let us find an incredible, amazing virtual assistant that is going to be part of your like VA squad, and you're going to start to have more and more virtual assistant in your business and save so much money into hiring someone in Australia. And that means that you're going to be able to eventually hire. I've got 3 people in Australia working for me, and they're amazing, and it's possible for you to be able to do that. But if I didn't scale my business using virtual assistants and leveraging on virtual assistant help, I would never be able to hire someone here. So it's really important that you guys think about that as well. I wanted to give a shout out one of my clients, Belinda, that she got 2 amazing new clients in her online course. That is incredible. We have so many people launching the courses and getting people in it by following our simple one funnel strategy. One funnel, one offer, one target market. That's all you need in your business to get your business to the next level, and one team. That's what we need as well, right? The team member that is going to help and support you to scale and really excitement. So exciting. Thank you so much for listening. And again, if you are thinking, oh my gosh, these people need to get me a virtual assistant, just send us an email at info@empoweringevents.com.au and we can find the best fit for you, for your business, for you to be able to start to work on what you're good at and working on the business and letting go of the rest. All right, thank you for listening, and I look forward to see you next week. Go and delegate. Hey, if you enjoy listening to this podcast, then you have to come to check out our Facebook group, Workshop Secrets for Coaches. It's a community of over 9,500 coaches that are ready to boom their business by running workshops. They are stuck in one-on-one coaching and they're ready to start to go one-to-many. So if you are one of those coaches, then you have to join us. I look forward to see you there. And hey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave me a review to win a ticket to one of my workshops. I look forward to see you there.